So today I'll be reacting to my homie Philosophical Pickle's video called Calling Out Toxic She-Hulk Fans. Marvel has a problem. Now I'm gonna give you guys my quick perspective on She-Hulk. By the way, Pickle is a good friend of mine. He's from Texas, so that's pretty cool. I gotta support the fellow Texas creators. I'm just kidding. But my overall thoughts on She-Hulk is it was mediocre. My problem with it is it's supposed to be a comedy sitcom that's not very funny. The good example of this I would use is Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory is supposed to be a comedy, but it's never funny. And that just falls flat. When you go into a comedy, you should expect to laugh. When you go into a horror movie, you expect to be scared. You expect to be spooked. And so it feels awkward when that doesn't happen. Uh, and I would say this is the Big Bang Theory of Marvel. And I don't hate the show. I think Jennifer Walters, pretty decent character. I thought the writing in the show was abysmal. And this is my problem with episode 9. I like the fourth wall breaking, except my problem with the fourth wall breaking is it basically was trying to tell you, oh, the writers are really lazy, so we won't even conclude. My problem is you have 9 episodes, 9 weeks, and you're setting up plots. You set up the whole Hulk King plot with the blood and all that, and you set that as a major thing. Then you set up Hulk leaving Earth, and then instead of resolving it, you just make a fourth wall joke. And I hate when people say, "Oh, if Deadpool did this, it would have been funny." Well, if Deadpool had done it, they would have done it halfway through the movie as a quick gag. That's the thing I like about the Deadpool movies. They more use it as to their advantage as a quick joke. They don't just overly keep saying fourth wall, fourth wall, fourth wall, fourth wall. It's more like fourth wall. All right, continue with the story. Fourth wall. And that's my problem. The entire conclusion was just a giant fourth wall mess. And I thought the show was decent. There's a couple episodes I really liked, especially episode 8 with Daredevil. But my major problem was the writing wasn't very good, and it wasn't funny, and the characters were just caricatures. They weren't real people. I couldn't believe any of them were real people. The only one I could see was a real person was Matt Murdock. And one thing I hate is I'm seeing people on Twitter everywhere that love this show constantly saying, well, if you don't like the show, that's because you're either sexist or you don't get comedy. It's like, whoa, hold on, hold on, Buckaroo. There's a lot of sexist people. Let's not deny that. There are sexist people who criticize She-Hulk. But there are also those people who just didn't like She-Hulk and are just giving their perspective. And that's the thing that's very frustrating. We're lumped in. Like, I had somebody literally message me saying, Isaac, you're going full geeks and gamers. And I was like, how? All I did was put a quick tweet saying, She-Hulk isn't very funny. That's it. That's literally all I did. I didn't even make videos. At most, when the first 3 episodes were coming out, I just put out quick short saying that, hey, yeah, it's just not for me. But let's watch Pickle's video because I don't know. I don't like the two sides. There's some people who are like, oh, She-Hulk is woke, She-Hulk is do. And then there's the other side that's like, oh, you're sexist if you don't like the show. Okay.
No intro today. Let me just get into it. I'm starting to really hate the culture that Marvel fans are creating these days. Seriously, fuck these holier-than-thou, finger-pointing, smug...
Whoa. He said holy. He said fuck the holy, meaning that Pickle hates Christians. Canceled. I'm just kidding. All right.
condescending, name-calling, closed-minded elitists who can't accept another opinion other than their own. I'm getting sick of it.
That's most of movie fandom, honestly. Like, I just can't stand it. Like, I saw this tweet. And somebody just gave their... By the way, I don't care what your opinion is as long as you just put your opinion and you don't attack others, okay? And you can have debates, all that, conversations, whatever. But the minute you put your opinion, just put it out and then that's it. That's it. And you can keep putting tweets and videos and whatever. Just as long as you're not like, oh, my opinion is right and whoever doesn't agree with me is a Adolf Hitler apologist, is a Jeffrey Dahmer apologist, a Ted Bundy apologist. Instead, is like, don't do that. Just give your opinion and then move on, and that was one of my problems. I saw somebody just quickly putting out a tweet saying that She-Hulk was their favorite television show of the series of the year, and I won't even say his name. He's a good friend of mine. I follow him on Twitter, and his response to that tweet was, "Oh, that means you don't watch real television. Oh, you didn't watch Better Call Saul, House of Dragon, and all whatever shows." And look, my perspective is the best thing of television we got all year was the Better Call Saul season finale. You guys know I love Better Call Saul. My problem with that tweet was Wait, you're just saying that somebody should like what you like because you said so. And it's not an objective thing. This is a purely subjective thing. When people like something, it's always going to be based on what their mindset is, what their love for something is. Some people prefer comedy, some people prefer horror, some people prefer rom-coms. I guarantee you, if I was to ask all of you what your favorite movie is, all of y'all would have a different opinion because it's opinion based. And I just hate when people force on their opinions. Or anytime I say I like The Last Jedi, I'll have some be like, "You're either woke or you're not a real Star Wars fan." And that's the frustrating thing about movie fandom. Movie fandom, actually any fandom really in general, but a lot of fandoms tend to be, "Oh, you don't you don't believe what I believe? You're wrong. How could you do this to us?" And they act as if you just killed their mom in front of them. Like, bro, chill out, chill out. Ain't that deep. But yeah, usually that happens in fandom.
Tribalistic behavior of some of these people is actually unsettling. Marvel fans are on the
Whoa, Pickle hates tribalism. Wow, wow. Cancel Pickle. I'm just kidding.
verge of eclipsing Snyder fans as the worst group of fans in all of geek.
Yeah, I'll admit, Snyder fans are very annoying. Even though I'm a big Snyder fan. I mean, Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. But I would say the most annoying movie fandom is the Star Wars fandom because they get upset at the tiniest bit of thing. But yeah, I would say the Snyder fandom has gone to that level. I just kind of stopped addressing it because anytime I would have someone be like, "You're a fake Snyder fan because you dared to call out the bad side." It's like I call out the bad side because I don't want that, because I don't want the bad side to be on my channel. I don't want more fans being, it's kind of like what's happening with Henry Cavill, where people are now like, "Henry Cavill's a traitor. How dare he go into Dwayne Johnson?" It's like, dude, it's his job. It's his career. What do you mean? He's playing. You guys wanted him as Superman, right? He's Superman back. I don't know.
And I'm an MCU fan. These are my favorite movies of all time. And I've
You're an MCU fan? That means you're woke. I'm just kidding.
spent thousands of hours of my life watching them. But someone has to say it. Someone who loves the properties and loves this universe has to step back and admit that Marvel fans have a problem. A sickness. An underlying disease that is spreading around like wildfire. Look, it's okay to love She-Hulk. Watch it, love it, quote it, rewatch it, buy it on Blu-ray, get a tattoo of it, masturbate to it, whatever. I don't
I'm already ahead of you. I masturbate to She-Hulk. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, Imagine somebody getting a tattoo. That would be weird. That would be weird. But people get weird tattoos all the time.
give a fuck if you like She-Hulk. I'm actually happy when people find enjoyment in things. I don't make rant videos about these superheroes.
That's good. I hate when people feel so infuriated all the time because somebody likes something like Grace Randolph. I do not like Grace Randolph, but I can't stand how people are like, "Well, I don't believe anything Grace says because she gave Morbius a good review and she gave Moon Knight a bad one or whatever other movie or and all that." And I'm always like, that's just her perspective. That the job of any reviewer, whether it's movies, food, whatever, is their job is to just give you their perspective the best way they can and tell you, "Hey, if you're someone who's similar to my views and similar to my favorite kinds of genres, you might like it, you might not. I don't know." Their job is to recommend a movie, not to tell you what you believe. Any critic will tell you this. And this isn't just critics, this is fans like me and Pickle. We're just fans. We're just fans who made a YouTube channel and decided, "Hey, let's just make videos on the stuff we love." And all our job is just to best convey what our perspective is. I've had literal people tell me, "Oh, you lose all credibility because you loved Eternals," because Eternals is my favorite MCU movie, and I get that all the time. Or when I gave Morbius a good review, or even recently I gave Halloween Ends a good review, and I got a lot of criticism for it. It's like, at the end of the day, you have to understand that the job of a critic is not to tell you what you will believe. The job of a critic is just to tell you what their perspective is. That's it. And then best recommend to you whether or not you should or shouldn't watch the movie. That's the job. That's the job. It doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means that that's just their perspective. If anything, you should be more worried if somebody lies to you about their review. Because it was easy to hate on Morbius. Morbius hate videos were easy clicks at the time. And that would have been the easy way out. But I was like, no, I genuinely enjoyed the movie. And so I gave it a good review. And I would have been pissed at myself if I had lied. Because why would I lie? It was like, you guys come from my opinion. I'll give you my opinion. And we can have a civil conversation. But that's it. So I like that Pickle added this on.
Hero properties to change your mind and try to make you hate it. I truly don't want to take anyone's joy away. I'm just expressing my opinion on the matter. I thought Love and Thunder was monstrously terrible. An utter pile of irredeemable garbage.
I didn't think it was terrible. I just didn't think it was good. Like there was a couple of things I liked about it. I mean, I'm not gonna get onto all. Now we're getting off topic, but yeah, I didn't like Thor: Love and Thunder, even though I was very excited for it.
Garbage. But I'll never call someone stupid for liking it. I'll never insult you for enjoying
I will though. You're stupid if you like. I'm just kidding.
Moon Knight. I'll never degrade you for loving Shang-Chi. I'll never call you names simply for enjoying She-Hulk. But the
Boy, Pickle doesn't like Shang-Chi. It's okay. I don't care.
Marvel supporters will. God damn, they will. It's one thing to like something and express your reasons why you liked it, but it's another thing entirely to actively insult people who have a differing opinion than you. The amount of people I've seen on Twitter, YouTube comments, and other blog sites just roasting others because they didn't like She-Hulk is baffling. If you didn't like it, you don't like women. You don't get any you don't understand comedy. You're just a dude, bro. You don't like to have any fun. You must be a lonely fat fuck who lives in their mama's basement.
Dang, you didn't need to call me out. I'm just
Have
kidding.
you ever even touched a woman? It's infuriating, and it needs to be called out. Yes,
I mean, let's not deny there's a couple. I'm not saying all, but there's a couple like in the why did I say in the fandom manosphere who even before the show even came out, they were just like, "Oh, this show's woke," and all that. And then they cry and bitch, and they can never go into details as to why something's woke, you know. Uh, but when I saw a lot of the negative reviews for She-Hulk, I just saw genuine opinions being like, "Hey, it just wasn't for me," you know.
rant and rave about this frivolous shit, but I don't endorse a toxic environment. I say my piece, and then I welcome discourse. Every other opinion
You know what? I'm gonna be mean about it. Oh wait, I should keep playing the
is
video.
welcome because having conversations about these things is important. Talking with people who you fundamentally disagree with and trying to find a middle ground is
That really
important.
hurt him.
When you group
I'm
people
just kidding.
together and assume
I
that
won't
they're
do
bigots
that.
purely because they didn't like the writing of a fictional green lawyer, you are becoming what you hate. What you claim is ruining fandom.
Pickle's green phobic. He hates green people. I'm just kidding.
Judgmental, pretentious, hateful, stereotyping fuckface who puts people into arbitrary categories instead of actually hearing them out and trying to have a genuine conversation. People have actually had to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the She-Hulk reviews letting people know that they aren't a sexist. That's fucking nuts. What fucking reality are we?
The difference between me and them is I openly accept my sexism. Women belong in the kitchen for legal reasons. That's a joke. But you know what I don't like? I don't like. I don't even remember what I was even gonna say. Wait.
I stopped watching this shit pile after 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. Now I remember. I hate those people who are like, "Oh, if you don't like it, then don't watch it." You see the thing is when you're an MCU fan, you've already been established. You've grown up, or not grown up, but some people did grow up with the MCU. But you've gone this entire time keeping up with everything Marvel because that's kind of the game with when it comes to being an MCU fan. You want to keep up with everything just in case there's little details. Like one thing She-Hulk has is spoiler alert: Hulk has a son named Scar. If you go into the next MCU movie, you're not going to know that information. You're going to be like, oh, what? Wait, it was on She-Hulk? Man, I should have watched She-Hulk. And I just hate this excuse of, well, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. Well, I guarantee you that if I didn't keep watching it and I gave out a review, someone was going to be like, well, you didn't watch the entire show, so you're at fault. Or something like that. I hate that. Like, no, it's like, I get if you're saying, like if you seem genuinely, like really, like, filled with hate, I can get that. Like I can get criticizing someone for keep watching. Like for example, the quartering. The quartering clearly from the beginning was never gonna like the show. I don't get why he watched it. Especially the ones that say that they're not gonna buy Disney Plus subscriptions. Like those are the ones where I'm like, all right, just shut the fuck up. But the rest of us, whatever.
No, I didn't enjoy it, and I had no inclination to finish it. But even if I did, I didn't want to be a part of the toxic discourse. Didn't want to see it, didn't want to hear about it, and I tried to stay far away from it all. Hey, have you watched the new episode of She-Hulk? Nope. Is way better than, man, this last episode really wasn't good. You're a fucking sexist incel! I'm being genuine when I ask this. Are people actually losing brain cells? Has this technological generation of instant gratification, constant content, and endless information at our fingertips reverted us back into primal apes? What the fuck is the point of ratioing somebody? If someone presents a really thorough and thought-out critique...
I hate ratioing. And when I made my video on Nerdrotic, I just kept seeing people, ratio. It's like, I can always tell you're some 16-year-old, like, cave dweller the minute I hear the word ratio. It's like, wait, you're telling me because you got more likes, that means your opinion's better? No, you do know the popular opinion often isn't the correct one. In Nazi Germany, Nazism was a good thing. It was the popular thing, That doesn't mean it's the good thing, okay? Like, being the popular belief doesn't mean it's the right belief. That's something people need to understand. Like, if I was to put out a tweet that said killing babies are, I don't know, let's say killing babies and puppies with a chainsaw is fun, and I get 200 likes and somebody says I disagree and they only get 20 likes, does that mean I automatically am right? No, no. I hate ratioing. Ratioing is like the most like stupidest thing ever, honestly. But
about a movie or a show, and you reply with ratioed, what does that even do? That has no effect on that person, nor does it address the things they actually said. Getting a group of
shut up, Pickle. You're just jealous that you get ratioed all the time. You sex. I'm just kidding.
two or 300 people to collectively dislike someone's post does nothing and adds no value to the conversation. Yes, there are some really hateful people out there who do in fact hate She-Hulk because they have sexist tendencies and can't stand to see women be at the forefront of the MCU. But that's the minority. You guys obsessed.
Whoa, Pickle. What do you have against minorities? Whoa. I'm just kidding. By the way, I'm kidding about all of it. I like to make edgy jokes, but of course they're just jokes. So chill out.
And obsess over these 30 or 40 YouTubers who have certain opinions, and you think that anyone else who has a similar opinion is just like them. No. Listen to the words people speak. Listen to the tone in which they deliver them. Listen to see if they have good intentions or if their arguments make sense. There are thousands of YouTubers who talk about this stuff, but people focus on this small group who hates everything as if they represent all of the people who dislike She-Hulk. If you stop obsessing over them and stop talking about them, they'll go away. People keep saying, if you don't like something, just don't watch it.
Well, they probably wouldn't go away. They'd probably just not be as popular. Like Ryan Kennel. And I say this all the time, just like in my recent videos when I talk about like geeks and gamers and all those, I'll just make it more as like a meme video instead of like a serious video. I used to be like all serious, being like, oh, I thought I'm saving YouTube or something like that. But then I realized, not really. I'm not really making an impact at all. So I was like, all right, I'll just kind of troll around, make funny videos. Like I titled this one video called Ryan Kennel's Strange Brie Larson Fetish Forces Him to Come Out of the Closet. And I thought it was funny, but yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, make videos, but just understand you're not doing anything. And I mean, I guess you are popularizing them, but I don't think they would lose their popularity. I think they would lose, like, I guess, 40% of their popularity, you know?
If you don't like She-Hulk, just don't watch it. Okay, well, follow your own advice. If you don't like the negative reviews, don't watch them. If you don't like my opinion on something, don't watch.
That is true. A lot of people, like, this is the thing. Because I've made videos on Geeks and Gamers, I'll have someone be like, "Oh, did you see Jeremy's newest video?" I'd be like, "No, I'm not subscribed. How would I know what he uploaded?" And usually the only reason when I'll talk about something is if someone on Twitter tells me, and I'll just kind of meme it. Like his Andor review, I just kind of meme this video. But yeah, it is weird. It's like if you don't, I don't know how people can be subscribed to channels they hate or like keep up with their content. You know, um, like me, I Brian Kino honestly is probably a guy I would spit on if I ever saw him, and even then, I don't watch his videos. I don't know what Ryan Kindle has done in the last month. I don't know because I don't keep up with them. But yeah.
Watch me. The hypocrisy of these people is palpable. And it's not just Marvel. It's Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and geek culture in general. I've noticed that people actually like these shows more if they know certain other people don't. It's a weird thing I keep seeing. Oh, this episode is gonna piss off a lot of people, therefore it's awesome. She-Hulk's gonna trigger conservative man babies, so I love it. It's as if their hate for the people they dislike is stronger than their love for the show they like. Since when did
I saw this tweet. There's a character in She-Hulk. I think it's the wedding episode where the girl getting wedding. I didn't know this until yesterday. It was trans, and the tweet was like, "Man, I'm so proud of Marvel for putting trans representation this autumn." And I think it was something like, "I'm gonna rewatch this show just for her." And I was a little weird because I'm like, first of all, in the show they never say, and nowhere is it obvious that the character's trans, so that would be difficult to even figure out unless you know the actress or anything like that. Um, and then I was also concerned because I was like, why are you only watching it? I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm being stupid, but as long as some people like the show, that's cool. I don't care. But I was just a little weirded out. I was like, wait, so you're only watching it because of this quick side character who we didn't even know was trans? I don't know. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's not wrong. I thought I was going somewhere with that, with what I just said, but nah.
It's become so goddamn important. And can we stop the narrative that if you don't like She-Hulk, you don't like women, or that you've never...
Well, you see, the thing is, I hate women. Women are gay because if guys like gay, if guys like other guys, that means it's gay. So that means if girls like guys, that means they're gay. So women be gay. I'm just kidding.
Ever touched one? Please, stop it. Enough. If you're an adult and you said this, you really need to reevaluate.
Okay, but like that sounds creepy. You've never touched a woman. It's like, bro, that sounds creepy. It's like when you use the term touch, I don't know. I always found it weird. Um, like you're telling me you're just gonna go to a girl and touch her shoulder. Like, no, that's weird. That's weird.
Evaluate some things, or at least reevaluate how you view content. Let me get close to the mic for this one.
Oh crap, he's about to hump the mic. I just realized I'm an MCU show because I have this Spider-Man No Way Home shirt.
Someone's opinion on a fictional TV show has no correlation to how much sex they've had.
I'm gonna get real close to the mic now. I'm just kidding.
That's a fucking insane thought process. Why do I even have to say this? Maybe I just don't like bad writing, or poor characterizations, or
Or I just don't like boobs.
cringy jokes, or bad storytelling, or shameless cameos. You ever think of that? Are people sexist against men for not liking Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, Daredevil, Batman and
Yes. Yes. I'm just kidding.
Robin, Man of Steel, The Dark Knight Rises, Spider-Man 3? Do the people who hate those movies just hate white men? Sounds
Yeah, I do. I hate everyone. You see, the thing is, I'm not racist because I hate every race equally. I'm just kidding.
pretty fucking stupid when you flip it, doesn't it? Maybe they just thought the product was shit, and they shouldn't be decimated for thinking that way. And the same goes for the other side. If you don't like She-Hulk, it doesn't give you the right to call people idiots or attack the actors of the show who are just doing their job. Let them enjoy
True.
it. Let people have fun and spend their money on what they want. Yes, criticize, but do it in a respectful way that doesn't diminish.
Honestly, I this is probably the best She-Hulk video I've seen. Because a lot of the reviews will often be like, "Oh, the man babies didn't like it," or the other is like, "Oh, only woke people like it." It's like, bro, just shut up. Just give me what your thoughts are on She-Hulk and then move on. I like Pickle. Pickle is actually calling out both sides. I like that. Honestly, y'all, shout out to Pickle. I've seen a lot of his videos, and he tends to be very like. This is the thing. I don't like this whole. Let's not deny it. In America, that's always like, oh, you're either liberal or you're conservative. Is like the average American is usually very center, and they either lean center towards the left or center towards the right. Yeah, that's usually the average American. They're not like these hardcore fans of like, oh, only be on one side, be on the other side. No, Americans really just care. Okay, what does this person have to say? What does that person have to say? But now, because of online media and all that, it's now just this side is bad, so you come to our side. And I like it when people are just more like, okay, let's look at the general conversation. Like when Hunter Schafer, who is this trans actress for in Euphoria, when she came out and she put out the, or no, she liked the tweet, or not a tweet, it was an Instagram post that was saying that non-binary people are kind of affecting the trans community on getting trans rights. And all Hunter Schafer did was like the post, and then immediately everyone was like, Hunter Schafer hates non-binary people. I was like, no, no, no. We, instead of complaining, how about we actually listen to what she's trying to say? This is a trans woman who her entire life has felt insecure, who has felt like she was in the wrong body, who didn't feel like her identity was valued, and she genuinely feels like this part is affecting her rights. So how about instead of pretending to be for the trans community, how about we actually listen to what the trans community has to say? Whether they're right or wrong, you have to be able to listen to it, and you have to be able to understand other people's perspectives. That's the thing I often want to tell people. Stop being, a lot of these people are usually just bots, but stop being this one-sided neutral, like Snyder fans. My big criticism with Snyder fans, it's if anyone slightly goes against the fandom, it's just like for example, I saw some people being like, "Oh, Walter Hamada deserves death. Toby Emmerich deserves death." It's like, bro, these are people with real lives. These are people with real, families, friends, and because they didn't like a certain movie, you now have to want to kill them. It's like if the Snyderverse was to come out, restore the Snyderverse. Let's say Justice League Part 2 comes out. Yes, you'll be happy. You'll be excited for the movie, but overall, it doesn't change your life. You still have a job. You still have to go to school. You have to still support your friends, family, whatever. At the end of the day, it's great that a movie comes out. Don't get me wrong. As long as we get good content, I'm all in for it. But it's not going to significantly change your life unless like you're a Hollywood producer and you want to work on projects because that'll make more money. That's at most. But I like Pickle. Shout out to him. He's a small channel, so y'all go support him. But yeah.
Another person. I mean, this makes me not even want to watch this shit anymore. Because if I don't absolutely love every single Marvel project, I get vilified. And if, God forbid, I like a Marvel project, I get called a Disney bootlicker. I don't even want to say what I think sometimes.
Yeah, I've had people literally call me a Marvel show or a Disney show just because I'll give like I gave Black Widow a positive review. I think there's flaws with Black Widow. I didn't like Taskmaster in it. I thought that was abysmal. In fact, that's my one worry about Thunderbolts is Taskmaster's return. I just thought that character was done so poorly, and it clearly doesn't seem like they're gonna bring back Anthony Masters. No, it's just let's just go back with this horrible writing character. And there was things I didn't like about Black Widow, but I gave it a good review. Eternals, I loved Eternals. I think Eternals is MCU's first and only masterpiece. Even though I love most Marvel movies, I thought Eternals was just amazing. And yet I'll have some people be like, "You're just a Disney show." It's like you do realize that I don't win if like Disney's not about to send me a check. I'm a small and nobody cares about channel. It's like Disney's not about to send me a check. Why would they in the first place? You know, and if they're gonna send checks to somebody, it's gonna be like the higher reviewers, like your Jeremy Johns, your Chris Stuckmans, your John Campios, whatever. They're not gonna send it to me. And I mean, I don't even want to go to Disney World. Like, why? What do I have to gain? I'm just giving you my perspective. That's it. But yeah, that is true. I just hate people. People always want to find a reason for why someone doesn't or does like something that they do or don't like. But here's the reality. The reason why people like things that you don't like or the reason why people hate things that you like is usually just a mind thing. It's just usually that you grew up you like a certain type of content and that content just you just like a certain type of genre. Some people didn't like the Batman because they don't like those dark edgy stories. Other people loved it because they like dark edgy stories because that's just their taste. Imagine going to a restaurant and let's say you hate lasagna, which, by the way, if you hate lasagna, that's monstrous. I'm just kidding. But let's say you go into a restaurant and you order a pizza, but you see this table next to you ordering the lasagna, but you hate lasagna. Don't you think it would be really stupid if you went up to them and said, "Wow, you don't have my same taste. How could you? You're toxic. You're bad. How dare you support lasagna? Lasagna is horrible." Well, no, that person likes lasagna because his taste buds work different. Some people like chocolate, some people don't. Okay, it's the reality of life. This is the thing. A lot of people need to understand that the reality of life is that people aren't always going to be there for you. They're not just going to suck up to you just because you said so. In life, you got to be able to earn respect. Okay, and when it comes to opinions and perspectives, you have to understand people come from different opinions and perspectives depending on their life situation, depending on how they were raised, depending on certain beliefs. And look, you should always be able to have conversations. Maybe if you don't like lasagna, you want to tell this person, "I don't like lasagna because I don't like the texture, the flavor. I don't like this, I don't like that." But don't just go out of your way to be like, "Oh, you're bad because you like lasagna and you're always going to be bad," or something like that. No, just have a conversation, sit down, and that's it. Um, you'll get a lot more done doing that than just yelling at somebody. So I like Pickle's video so far.
Times because the annoying toxic fans will throw fireballs at me. And yeah, that's part of being a YouTuber, and I can take it. I understand that uncomfortable feedback is part of the gig, and I'll roll around in the mud with you, but I'm just tired of seeing it. It gets tiring, man. People who aren't public figures try to harmlessly express their opinions and get absolutely
I'll
lambasted
do
for
it.
it on a constant basis. And it's disgusting. Disgusting, revolting behavior that needs to stop. Because the more people you group together or insult, the more people you will drive away from seeing the movies that you want them to enjoy. I don't know if former fans are flocking away from Marvel, and there's a reason. Intolerant and ignorant fans are creating a culture that shames deep conversation, that shames open dialogue, that shames differing opinions, that shames discourse, that shames nuance, and that wants to see the death of criticism. Think about that. The death of criticism, as if it's some evil thing. Some of the most genius works of art on the planet exist because their creator found out what didn't work and made it better. We need self-analysis and criticism if we want movies like Iron Man 1 or The Winter Soldier again. The MCU
I've always said criticism, honestly, like I use this with Sill. If you guys aren't aware about Sill is this scooper for Geekosity, and Sill recently gained a lot of attraction because he's very toxic. He's always calling out other critics and all that, and he's always saying that if you don't believe him, you're basically a beta. And honestly, Skywalker, Zod, if you guys were real friends, y'all would have called up Sill and said, "Hey, just calm down. Maybe instead of calling others betas, just do your thing. And if you lose, you accept the loss." Sometimes you gotta be willing to have those tough conversations with the people you love. Whether they're right, whether they're wrong. You got to be able to have those tough conversations, because if you truly love somebody, if you're truly close to somebody, you would tell them where the mistakes lie. You will tell them what they do. And this is the thing about a lot of YouTubers, especially the ones who are up and coming, who barely start their channel. You need to be able to accept criticism. I remember I had a close friend of mine try to start a YouTube channel, and he uploaded his first video, and he was like, "Hey, what do you think of it?" And I told him, "It's awful. It's awful. If I couldn't watch the video from beginning to end, then you failed, because that's what you have to do as a creator. You have to be able to provide content that people like." And he got mad at me. He was like, "Oh, your content isn't any special at all." And I said, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. But if you genuinely want to improve, you got to be able to accept criticism. Like here on the channel, when people criticize things, like maybe they don't like the audio, maybe they don't like the camera quality, maybe they don't like how I speed up my videos. I'm sorry, I just have to. Instead of just being like, "Oh, you're a hater. You're a hater." No, I would be like, "You know what? Hey, that's your perspective. I'll see if I can improve on that." And that doesn't mean you have to suck up to people. No, that just means that, hey, look, your perspective and somebody else's perspective doesn't mean they're right or wrong. It just means this person has a different perspective, and you can learn a thing or two. Maybe my content should be shorter. I don't know. There are flaws on my content. There are flaws on maybe Pickle's content. There's flaws on everyone's content. This is something people need to start learning. And I think the more you learn, the better you improve. When you drive for the first time, when you turn on the engine and you change from park to drive, you're not going to be a pro. You're going to be scared. You're going to not be able to hit the gas pedal because you're nervous. You're scared. Maybe you won't turn as good. But over time, those mistakes that build up, you eventually get so used to them. You get so used to what you're doing wrong that you eventually improve. And then you eventually can get on the road, drive in the highway, do whatever, and get to where you need to go. Because it's a learning thing. In school, when you go to school, they start you up simple, from pre-K, then kindergarten, then first, second grade, third grade, and and usually when you take a test, you see, okay, maybe I did this wrong, maybe I did this wrong, maybe in the homework I had, I should have done much better. But during that time, you start learning and learning and learning. Some of the most intelligent people I know usually learned because they made mistakes, and then they improved from them. Same thing with starting a business, same thing starting a YouTube channel. You're going to make mistakes along the way. And that's something people need to understand when it comes to criticism. And this is not just synonymous to just us. This is also something that can be said to Marvel. Hey, Marvel, maybe people just don't like the character of She-Hulk. Okay, hire better writers. Then season 2 could be really good. The Office. The Office is my favorite sitcom of all time. But season 1 was not very good. It's mediocre. But then season 2, they improved. Then season 3 was great. 4, 5, 6, they improved and improved and improved. Until eventually we got shitty season 8. But that's a story for another time. But people need to be able to understand that criticism, and yeah, there's times where someone will, like if I was to call Pickle a poopy face, that's not constructive criticism, because constructive criticism should be something you're able to learn from, But anyways.
Is getting worse, and people are defending it like never before. And the finale of She-Hulk actually thinks it's smart by pointing out the flaws of the universe, but it's not smart at all.
My problem with the finale is you set up everything throughout the 9 weeks. You set up, okay, someone's trying to take She-Hulk's blood. Hulk is gone to another planet. Somebody is trying to ruin Jennifer's life. And you have all this buildup. And then it's just this 10-minute joke of, oh, our writers are pretty lazy, and you should just accept this lazy ending. That's even more lazier than if you did the actual story. But
it's just lazy, saying that all of the endings are the same and that...
Like, imagine if I ended this video with saying, well, Pickle is just some sexist who hates women, so he's dumb and stupid. Imagine if I ended the video that way. It would be stupid. It would be lazy of me, instead of actually going in depth to the video. That would be as lazy as if I just went through the first minute of this video and just said, yeah, Pickle just hates women, so let's not watch this video. That's lazy. No, I should be able to hear him out and then evaluate it, because, I owe it to you guys. You guys came here for a reaction. I'm giving you a reaction, But
they rush the CGI, and Kevin Feige is just a robot who spouts out soulless products one after another. Isn't some epiphany that the show figured out. Simply...
Like, I'm fine with some form of meta commentary like that, but I feel like as a grand finale, It comes off boring. Imagine if the ending of the first Deadpool movie. Remember, he fights. Uh, I can't remember the villain's name. I don't remember, but let's just use. Yeah, imagine if the ending to the first Deadpool movie was just Deadpool being like, okay, we can't afford CGI, so let's just skip to the ending. Boom, then you see the kiss scene, and then the music plays and the credits roll. That would have been lazy. That would have been horrible. But they didn't do that, you know. But
Pointing out your flaws doesn't cover up your flaws. If you're an alcoholic asshole who beats his wife, and you say out loud, I'm an alcoholic asshole who beats my wife.
I think somebody should clip that out. But, Pickle, I mean, I hope your home situation's much better. Are you projecting, man? I'm just kidding.
So what? Yes, you addressed it, but you're still an alcoholic asshole who beats his wife. She-Hulk pointing out the flaws of the MCU doesn't fix them. It doesn't erase the flaws of the show or give them a...
Yeah. And it's weird because the show, when it came to the fourth wall jokes, it felt like they didn't want to do it, but they just did it because they were like, oh, the comics did, so we might as well go with it. And the fourth wall jokes felt very inconsistent. I don't know.
Pass just because they said it out loud. It doesn't do anything except give the show a shield from true criticism. See? The show knows it's stupid, so it's okay. No.
It's lazy writing. Honestly, it's even lazier to just put the joke there and then move on.
It's not. It's shit. It was a poor excuse from the writers to wrap up the story in an unconventional way because they didn't know how to wrap it up satisfactorily. They literally skipped over entire character conclusions and 9 episodes of build-up just to have a meta joke. That's donkey shit writing, but that's just my opinion. Some people are actually insulting the intelligence of others because they didn't like the finale. They just didn't understand it. They didn't.
Oh yeah, I was told by someone that I just don't get good humor. I was like, no. I love humor. I make jokes all the time. And there was small moments in She-Hulk that made me laugh. I did like her X-Men reference joke. And I did like a lot of episode 8. I thought episode 8 was phenomenal. But if it wasn't very funny. The whole joke was that Marvel had lazy writing. That would be good as a 1-minute joke. Even Deadpool 2. At one point, Deadpool just says, yeah, it's just our writers are lazy. That's it. That's all they did. And then moved on. They moved on with the story. But with She-Hulk, it was the grand conclusion. We waited 9 weeks to know what the conclusion of this story is. And your conclusion was Marvel has lazy writers. Okay. That's awkward.
Get it. This is working on a level that those angry plebeians can't comprehend. Fuck off. When did Marvel fans get pretentious? Don't get me wrong, I love a lot of these movies. But this is not the universe to get pretentious about. It's silly and stupid and fun and comic booky. Some people truly think that they're a noble person for liking these Disney Plus shows, and the people who didn't like them are bad. They look down at them with pitiful eyes, as if their lonely life has no meaning. No, people can just not like stuff. People can just love stuff. There's no right answer to this shit. It's not calculus. It's not science. It's pop culture. And this shit has to stop soon, or else the MCU won't be around for much longer. That's just reality. And if you're one of the intolerant fans that I'm addressing, and you do the things that I discussed, do better. You're killing fandom. It's not...
No, Pickle. I hate women. Women are lesser. I'm just kidding.
People like me who crap on the IPs and have fun ranting about them. It's you, the person who, in spite of your opinion, won't leave any room for anyone else's. God damn, I'm glad She-Hulk is...
No, Pickle. Your opinion means nothing because it's not exactly as mine. I'm just kidding. Oh crap, I didn't mean to.
Because it marked a very dark time in human history. A time that I frankly want to forget. I love all of you crazy bastards. And...
Whoa. Oh. So what if my parents aren't married? Why do you gotta call me a bastard? I'm just kidding.
Until we meet again, peace out.
Alright. Hey, I should watch this video next. I don't know. But let's actually read some of the comments. This is a problem beyond She-Hulk. It's all over. Toxic fans should be called out, but there are toxic fans on both sides. The thing that sucks about toxic fans is that toxic fans don't actually know they're toxic. That's the unfortunate reality. Like when I say some Snyder fans are toxic, I'll always have this bullshit excuse of that's just the minority, guys. That's just a small problem. It's like, oh really? They're just a minority. Then why are there thousands of more tweets that are similar to this one? But yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of toxic fandom. And look, maybe I've done toxic things. I don't know. But when something's toxic, you call it out, If your friend is, I don't know, cheating on his wife and you have, you know, a traditional marriage where, of course, you're not supposed to cheat, then I would call up my friend. I'd be like, bro, what you're doing is stupid. Why would you ruin a marriage because you don't want to talk to your wife, you know? But I think Marvel fans got pretentious when they brought over Rick and Morty writers. It might be a, I don't. Let's be honest. Most Marvel fans do not know that. But Raven here says, I understand how you feel. The world has always been like this. If you give an opinion on something, then people are bound to be ignorant and attack you for doing such a thing. We live in a modern day society where toxicity is dominant above all else. It just can't help. People are still going to be ignorant. People are still going to be toxic. People are still going to be assholes. But that doesn't mean they're right or if the toxicity is justified. So please keep doing what you're doing, no matter what any toxic person says. You are talented, and I say that your opinions and that you truly matter. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Yeah, this was a pretty solid video. I like what Pickle has to say. I apologize for it to be a long video. Crap, man. It won't even go. I wasn't even going full screen. That's embarrassing. Look, that's a criticism. Maybe sometimes my editing in my videos are poor, so I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time. And also go subscribe to Pickle. And Pickle, if you're watching this, shout out to you, man. And you know what? Me and Pickle will have a 3-hour debate on Twitter. I'm just kidding. I agreed with almost everything he said. But yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.